afternoon and welcome to my no frills, no editing podcast. I'm an autistic woman living in Yorkshire in the north of England, and it occurred to me that if this stays up for a couple of years and somebody's looking back and thinking, what was she thinking of with that hair? It's lockdown. We've been in lockdown for months now and I haven't been able to see a hairdresser. Just thought I'd clear that one up now. Okay, so an update on projects and some exciting plans. So I did those 4 big cast-ons in a row, and I want to give you an update on those. I've kind of worked on them in the same order that I cast them on in rotation, except for the one that stays in the house. That is my out and about, if ever I go out and about project. So let's do them in that order. So the first one I cast on is the Scrappy V. I'll put the details of the pattern names and whatnot in the box below. So this is meant to be done with mini skeins or with scrap yarns and changing colour every block. I'm not changing colour every block, but I am using scrap yarns. But what I'm using at the moment this is a single sock yarn. It's absolutely lovely, and it's a slow change colour yarn. So you saw this, which was the is obviously the cuff neck, what do you call it, neckline thingy bob, and there's lots more. So you can see the route we're going. We're not going for subtle. Do I ever look around you? Do I ever go for subtle? I've just realised that the light is on, and I wonder if the light would be better. Bear with me a sec. As I said, there's no editing. That is natural light. There's not quite so much, but I think it's more realistic, so that's better. So it's a short rose pattern, and at the moment what we're doing with this is going to carry on out to the blue again. We're on blue at the moment. We're going toward black, and when we come out of black into the blue, it'll then go back into the green, but I'm not going to let it do that. I'm going to stop that, and we're going to get on into all of the blues that I've got. You've seen the socks I knit, and this is leftover sock yarn. You know, I knit a lot of blues and teals and all that kind of stuff. So that's where it's going. Oops. I absolutely love it. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm using, let's have a look, my very fancy stitch markers. You know what I'm like with stitch markers. It's just, you know, again, the no frill stitch markers that I use. I'm using those to make it so that I don't have to do much counting, so that I can just potter around with it, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I really, really like it. Haven't even been able to try this on over my head because I've got these flipping needles still in, so I'm assuming it fits me. I mean, it goes over my head, but will it come all the way down? I'm sure it will. If not, somebody is going to inherit a very bright jumper. So this is the t-shirt really. So yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I love the way it is to knit. It's so easy and fun, and I love the way the yarns are coming out. So lots of progress on that. I should probably put one of those little progress keepers that people always say, oh, I had a progress keeper on there to show you where we were, and I never do that because I'm a noodle. So I'm going to put a progress keeper in kind of about there to show you, when I next show you, roughly where I was when I spoke to you. So when I come to talk to you next and I say, what was that in there for? Some of you will probably think, right, anyway, there it is. There it is. So that's Scrappy V. The next one I cast on was the Makariri. And this is, I'm doing this with a set of yarn that was for, it was a shawl set, but my friend and I, who bought it for me, decided not to do the shawl that it was designed for, because, you know, yeah. So that's the teal and the grey yarn, and this is the purple yarn. So what have I got? Do you know, I don't know what I'm talking about the purple yarn because I haven't even got to that yet. So it's an asymmetric shawl. We have, when I last spoke to you, I was on the stripes. So I've done the stripes and I've done most of the first lace panel. So yeah, I mean, following directly on from this lace with like 500 stitches or something, this was really quite easy going. I like it. I really do like it. Let me put it against the cream. So yeah, it's fun. I was hoping to introduce the purple soon, but we're not going to for a while. So yeah, it's fairly slow progress on all these things because I'm sort of rotating through them. But yeah, that's fine. I'm really happy with that. Enjoying it. The third thing, a few issues with this one. This is called Voyage socks. By Francoise Danoy. It's written down below. So I had got to this. I'd done almost this far. I had done the double cuff thing, and obviously you can see the 3 yarns I've chosen. There are 3 yarns in each sock, but you can either do them the same or you can have them appearing in different places. So obviously I wanted them appearing in different places, but I made a bit of an error. Looking at those 3, I thought there was enough contrast between them, but it turns out there wasn't, because the first, it's a mosaic knitting pattern, so you need a lot of contrast between them, and these top 2, there just wasn't enough contrast, and I did the first pattern repeat with these 2. You couldn't see the pattern. I was very disappointed, so I ripped it out, but I'm keeping it in here. This is Felt Fusion. It's called Gothic Bouquet, and it's such a beautiful colourway, but it just isn't the right one for this project, which is fine because I've still got enough left to probably do a pair of socks, so that's pretty exciting. So I'm not going to take out this part of it, but I have replaced it for then on with some pink yarn. I dyed myself. It's just a normal 80/20 sock yarn from yarnundyed.ac wood, they're known as. So I just dyed that in a kind of variegated pink. There's some bits showing white there. They're actually more light pink than white, but so I replaced it with that, and the contrast is a lot better. I did that thing where you take a photo, then you look at it through a filter of black and white, and yeah, it showed there was a lot more. So I'm desperately trying to find my sock in this bag. Come here. Right, okay, so okay. It's getting tangled up with the bit of the Felt Fusion yarn that it's not wasted because it'll go in a weave, but okay, so there's the cuff like the other one, so it's got all 3 colours in it, and here is, my knitting is misbehaving. Here's the first. Now that's better, isn't it? Well, I can't say it's better because you couldn't see the previous one, but you can see the pattern in it, and those 2 look so good together. So I'm really, really pleased with that. And basically it's that all the way down the leg and then over the foot as well. So it's really pretty. It's fun to do. I love the look of colour work, but I don't like doing colour work, so it's perfect for me. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Madeline Tosh and Noodle Soup are the other 2 yarns, but it's all on my Ravelry. I'm Funky 40 on Ravelry, that's down below as well. It's all in there if you want to have a look. The final pattern I cast on was Skew. Sorry guys, it's always Skew, isn't it? So there's my first one finished. I haven't run any ends, as you can see. Love the way it turns out. I always love the way it turns out, but I particularly like it when it's got some black stripes in it. The stripes are bigger than I often use, but I don't care. I love it. I really, really love it. Enjoyed every minute of it as usual. And as usual, no trouble casting on the second sock. So I'm on the leg part of that. So yeah, yeah, what can you say about Skew that I haven't already said a million times? It's a brilliant pattern. So that's my inside the house and out and about project at the moment. So that's getting a lot of love. That'll be finished by the time I speak to you again. Now then, I've got some exciting plans. So do you remember the sand art cowl? So that was a freeform knitting cowl that I did, and it's by Gecko Knits, and it was absolutely such a joy to do. Well, Karen from Gecko Knits got in touch, and we are going to have a go together at doing a freeform sweater, a jumper. So very excited about that. My friend who also did the cowl with us is going to do it as well. Don't know the details as yet. I'm picking up the yarn from my local yarn shop, Yarn etc. Tomorrow. so I can start that. But that is going to be really, really exciting. So freeform jumper. I don't know if you can imagine that, but yeah, it's pretty exciting. So a couple of new things. My Spin City monthly bat club came through, and this is Louise. Look at that. It's called Ball Gown, I think, and it's basically a sort of period drama, based on period dramas and ball dresses. It's stunning, isn't it? And a friend of mine who has a friend who imports fibre gave me a whole load of fibre that he doesn't need. And a lot of it is stuff like this, recycled sari silk and alpaca and camel. And it's amazing, absolutely amazing. So I've given a whole load of different friends who spin, and now I'm settling down to spin mine, and it's wonderful. So you'll be seeing a lot of spinning stuff coming up soon, and projects made with it. So I think that's it. Looking in my bags, have I put anything else in here to show you? Nope. Right, okay, so happy crafting, and I will see you soon.